About a week ago, the guys over at Baby Audio released their brand new 80s synth emulation plugin called BA-1. I've had a little play with the plugin and determined that it's perfect for making synthwave beats. The only trouble is I've never actually made a synthwave beat, so in this video I'm kinda just gonna be winging it. I have listened to quite a few synthwave beats and identified what I think are the fundamentals of the genre. A lot of the chord progressions I heard in these tracks were 7th chords in minor scales, so that's where we're gonna be starting. You're gonna want your tempo somewhere between 80 and 100 beats per minute, and in this track I'm gonna be working at 98 BPM. The scale that I've chosen to work in for this beat is D sharp minor, so I'm now just gonna go ahead and lay down my chords. So straight off I'm going to take all of the root notes from these chords and bring them down an octave. Then I'm also going to take the middle note from each chord and copy them up an octave. Another commonality I came across when listening to synthwave tracks is the use of synth layering. You're going to want your melodies to sound really big, and an easy way of doing that is stacking your synths up and layering them with each other. So all I'm going to do now is find another preset inside BA-1 to layer these chords with. Then I think I'm going to layer these again with another sound. There's two more things I want to add to the melody before I move on to the bass and drums, and that's an arpeggio and a lead. For my arpeggio, I'm simply just going to copy these chords and paste them into another channel. Then inside the piano roll, I just need to press Ctrl and A and then Alt and A to bring up the Arpeggiator window. All I'm going to do in here is bring the range up to 2 and then press accept. For my lead, I've gone with the Rob Kleiner preset, and I'm just going to use my chord progression to help me come up with a top line. I'm not really feeling this lead now that I've got my pattern down, so I'm going to just flick through and find a different preset. Right, so that's pretty much it for melodic elements. Now I'm going to start working on a bass line. The type of bass I'm going for is a short and stabby bass, as this bass line is going to be quite rhythmic. So I'm going to jump back inside the BA-1 plugin and find a suitable bass sound. I found a preset that I like, and it's the Juno Classic 2 preset. Now inside the piano roll, I can just follow the root notes from my chord progression and come up with an 8th note pattern. Now I wanted this bass to sound a bit more grungy, so I've just gone ahead and layered it up with another one called Taurus Stingers. And now these basses are layered up, it sounds like this. Now before I move on to the drums, I just want to add some reverb to my lead sound. As I said earlier, synthwave relies on everything sounding big and wide, so the reverb is going to help with that. Next I'm going to be laying down my drums, starting with my hi-hat. I want this to be playing a quick 16th note pattern, and to get this I'm going to start by filling each 4 steps. Then inside the piano roll I'm going to select all of these notes and copy them across, but bring the velocity down. Once I've done this, I'm then going to repeat the same process again. My snares are simply going to be hitting on the 2nd and 4th beat of every bar. Then I'm just going to add a couple of extra hits at the end with some velocity changes. My kicks are going to be hitting on the 1st and 3rd beat of every bar, and again I might add some extra hits towards the end. For percussion, I'm going to start by using a tom to make a fill at the end of each 4 bars. Then from here I'm going to use some other perk sounds to fill any gaps. Before I start arranging this beat, I just want to make sure that I've got my bass and the melody both sidechained to my kick. This will make sure that every time the kick hits, everything else is ducking, making plenty of room for it. The plugin that I use for this is Shaperbox Free, so you just want to make sure that you've got audio triggering on and the external sidechain feature enabled. Then in the wrapper settings, you want to make sure that this sidechain drop down is set to your kick. My default template already has all of my bass tracks sidechained to the kick, so all I need to do is sidechain my melody bus. So with my kick track selected, I'm just going to come down to this button below my melody bus, right click it and select sidechain to this track. Now inside Shaperbox, when I press play, I'll be able to see the waveform for my kick, which will help me draw my curve. So now that I've got all of my instruments added, as well as my sidechaining applied, all that's left to do now is mix and arrange it. And that is going to bring us to the end of the video. I'm actually quite surprised at how well this came out, considering I've never produced synthwave, so let me know your thoughts in the comments. If you like the sound of the BA-1 synth and want to check it out for yourself, then I'll leave some links to it in the description. It's currently on an intro price for $49, but it will soon be returning to its regular price of $99. And just for full disclosure, that link is an affiliate link, so if you do purchase anything through it, you'd be helping the channel. If you enjoyed this video or if you learned anything new from it, then make sure to hit the thumbs up button before you leave. And if you're new to the channel, then do me a favor and hit that subscribe button. We're getting closer to 5k every day, and as soon as we get there, I'm going to be arranging a huge giveaway. If you'd like to get access to this FLP as well as all of the other session files from my videos, then you need to be a member of my Patreon. I'll leave some links to that in the video description. I'll also leave a link to my website where you can find all of my sample packs and drum kits. If you'd like to see a list of my favourite free effects plugins, then I'll leave a link to that video up here. Then I'll leave you a random video from the channel down here. Big shout out to anybody that's still here at the end of the video. I've been Era, thanks for watching, and I'll hopefully catch you all in the next one.